So in this session, we are going to deal with the final step of a lexical processing algorithm or lexical processing step, that is stemming and lemmatization. So as far as now we understood, we'll be generally dealing with the lexical aspects of a sentence, right? So we'll be generally dealing with the vocabulary of a sentence, right? So the stemming and lemmatization are advanced and most applicable form of lexical processing when we deal with the sentence words, right? So the vocabulary of a word. So English is a more flexible language, and we use a given word with different forms. Say I use the word run in a given sentence when I speak it in a direct form or a first person perspective. So I run daily in the morning. So this is a direct sentence or a simple sentence which I can infer. But when I try to infer it in a like continuous tense, say I do running every day in the 6 o'clock. So I use the same word run with a different form, or we can also say it as in a continuous form. So these kind of vocabularies aspects or vocabulary uh, criteria should be handled when we deal with the NLP task. So the stemming and lemmatization are actually those algorithms or those rules which built upon which built for the help of NLP task. So there will be two. This will be the two steps or the two methods which we are available with in order to deal with the various forms of a given word. So let me just go with the first one, that is stemming. So the stemming is a rule-based technique that will chop off the suffix of a given word. So what it will do, it will try to reduce the given word to its root by simply chopping off the suffix. It will not it will not try to understand the meaning of a word, or even it will try not even it will try to understand the intention of the usage of a word. What it will do, it will directly take that word, it will remove the suffix of a word. Say I have given the word running to it, it will directly remove that ing in the running word, and it will directly gives us the root form of a word or a stem of a word, that is run. So it is most what we can say, it is more flexible and also easy way and faster way of getting the root form of the word. And why we are generally actually implementing this stemming and lemmatization is to eliminate the repeatability and also to eliminate the confusions or ambiguities of a given single word. We don't want that same given word, say run, appearing in the different forms and make our machine to get confused regarding the same word. So what we try to do, we try to eliminate the different forms of a given word, and we try to aggregate to its one single root word. So that's what we try to do in a stemming process. So I will give an example over here. So for example, if we use a stemmer to stem the words of a string, the driver is racing in his the driver is racing in his boss car. So the words driver and racing will be converted into their root forms by just chopping off the suffixes, that is er in the word driver and ing in the word racing. So it will try to convert that driver word to the word drive and racing to the word race. Even though you could see these words don't have any meaning on this, right? So we don't have any meaning for the word RAC and DRIV. But there is another advantage over here. So we try to even though we try to reduce it to the root word, and we generally human beings assume that we don't have any meaning for this, right? But what this algorithm will try to do, whenever it encounters the word driver in any other form, it will directly reduce to the word drive. So at the end of the day, it will try to reduce a given word to the same root word or a same root form, irrespective of a given sentence. So that is the major advantage of stemming. So Now you might think that the root forms like don't resemble. So that's what I was trying to say when we even actually know these words in a different form, right? We know that the driver, the actual word would be drive, but for the racing it would be race. But we have to assume, or the algorithm actually work like that to make the word to the root form irrespective of any sentence. We generally don't have to worry even though the word doesn't make any sense. It will try to get the sentence understood by reducing each word to the same old root form. So that's what I am trying to explain it over here. So it will convert this drive, driving, etc. to the same word drive, and this racer, etc. to the same word race. So there will be no confusions over here, right? So that's what this algorithm stemming would do. So there is another disadvantage over here for the stemming. That would be like, suppose if we are dealing with any say sentiment analysis, say when we are trying to extract the sentiment of a sentence, say a person is whether talking in a positive way, neutral way, or a negative way, then when we try to extract the sentiment, when we use this stemming as a first or a preliminary step of cleaning the text or processing the text, then we generally fail to extract the sentence properly or the sentiment of the sentence properly. So in those cases, in those scenarios, we generally jump on to the lemmatization process. So this is a more sophisticated technique or a advanced technique that is more scenario oriented. That is, this technique is more intelligent in the sense. So it will, what it will try to do, it will not just chop off the suffix of a given word. Instead, what it will do, it has a inbuilt or an integrated dictionary of words. It has a very large corpus of, or what we can say, large vocabulary of words, where it will be consisting of each and every word's root form. Say for a given word racer, it has a word called race associated with the dictionary. So what it will try to do for a given word, it will try to actually uh, extract the lemma of the word. So lemma, what we can also say that lemma in the sense the actual root of a word. The Greek word means that to extract the actual root of a word, not just by removing the suffix. So it will try to search throughout the dictionary or that word base, and it will get the root form of a given word. So if you pass a word, say racing, if you pass the same word driver and racing to this lemmatizer, it will search for the word driver throughout the dictionary, and it will try to extract or come up to a conclusion that it is a another form of the word drive for the driver, and it will try to understand that the root form of this word racing would be race. So this is more sophisticated linguistic approach or a processing step, that is lemmatization. So we use this based on the requirement. So that's what I mentioned at the first. So we can use both of these techniques no matter whatever the task is, but it is very user specific, right? So if you want more accuracies, more sophisticated techniques, or more well built techniques, then we generally jump on to this lemmatization, and we generally ignore this stemming in those tasks. So what would be the disadvantage? So we can just say that, so we understood that lemmatization is so good that it would directly get the root word by searching into the dictionary. Then why can't we use it for all the tasks, right? So we have certain use cases. We want the algorithm to be so fast and so to be working very fast, uh, and to get the results as soon as possible. Then in those scenarios, we can't usually use this lemmatization. Can we assume the reason why it is? Yeah, that would be because of this dictionary words. So whenever I pass this word or any given vocabulary word to this lemmatization, it will take certain time to search for that word in the last set of dictionary words, and it will try to come to the conclusion that it is a root word of it. So it takes more time when compared to the stemming process uh, and to get the root word of a given vocabulary word. So the trade-off is between stemming and lemmatization is to one, what type of activity or what type of need I am going to perform, or like what is the task I am going to perform, whether it is a sentiment analysis or any more advanced technique like building a chatbot, then I would generally not recommend to go with the stemming. We directly jump onto the lemmatization process, because there the structure of a sentence, meaning of a sentence, sentiment of a sentence would be more weighted, and we need exact word of like meaning of a word. We just don't want any like chopped off words. So this is a trade-off between stemming and lemmatization. If we want our algorithm to be fast, we generally don't care about the actual root words meaning, then we can directly jump to the stemming. But if you want to be very patient and if you want to be a very perfect algorithm with highest accuracy, and we generally don't account for the timing as well, then we can generally go with the lemmatization process. This would be the trade-off between stemming and lemmatization. But one thumb rule, what I can suggest over the stemming and lemmatization would be, use any one of the technique to the given text. I don't recommend to use both of these technique for a given set of sentence or a given set of corpus. Either use stemming or either use lemmatization. Don't apply both like on the go or one by one, so that what happens, it will generally disturb the sentences, or it will generally take more time, and also the accuracies would not be so good if we use both of the techniques for a given same set of text one by one. So this is about the lexical processing or lexical based approach, or like overcoming those lexical challenges uh, in the text or NLP